Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blokes on a Budget, Tips, Tricks and Money Savers. Today we're back in the kitchen, but we're not cooking today. Today we're going to fix leaky sink, specifically the trap, the S-trap under the sink. We're going to fix that. So you're going to need a couple of things to do it. You need to be able to undo it if it's too tight for you to undo with your hand, which I'll show you in a minute. So in the tools that do that, you want something with teeth. So a spanner or something's not going to work. You need teeth. This is a larger set of multi-grips. Goes out about that big, and that would be the bare minimum to do this job. We also have a larger pair of multi-grips, which you could do the job with. We have the Stilsons. Now, people try to call this a wrench. Don't call it a wrench, you'll get found out if someone doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Call Stilsons, at least in this country anyway. Or you may have a pair of footprints. These are excellent, but these are very much a plumber's tool. If you don't have that, it may be hard if it's more than hand tight. If the trap's made out of copper with brass nuts, it's going to be even harder. But you can always pick up a cheap pair of Stilsons. They're, you can find a shit pair of them pretty cheap. So doing this job is where the term plumber's crack actually came from. So you get in the cupboard like this. We spend a lot of time working in these things, and the plumber's crack's going to turn up. So you want to make sure you got two things. Either wear a belt, make sure your pants are up, or make sure you're wearing decent undies that come way past the crack, alright? So I'm going to move the camera a bit closer, I'm going to pull this thing apart. Okay, this is standard S&P trap. It's called an S&P trap because it can do an S shape, or you can turn this bit horizontal and it can be a P shape. So not really important, but interesting to know. As you can see, there's 3 nuts, 1, 2, and 3. You could have a leak coming out of the base of this nut, out of the base of this nut, or down here, the base of that nut. The leak might be coming from further up or around the rim of the sink. You need to make sure, you need to run it and make sure it's sort of coming out of the nut. Use some toilet paper up here and you'll be able to see if the water's running from a higher point. But if the water's not running any higher than here, and it's coming from here, then we need to pull that apart. Now, this thing contains water. So you're gonna need a pot or a bucket or whatever. Alright, you want to place that, I'll just move the camera down so you can see. I'm going to place that right in where I'm going to move the camera back a little bit more as well. You can see this part a bit better. And we're going to undo this middle nut here. And we're going to undo it a little bit. Okay, now it goes clockwise to undo. But if it's all tight, you can't do it, then you need to get one of the tools I suggested, put it on there and turn it that way. Alright, but this is pretty new. This kitchen's not even a year old, so this is easy. Alright, now I just want to keep on doing it a bit until, hopefully, there we go, water starts coming out. You just want to drain that off, like that. Okay, now I'm going to try and undo this top one here. And watch it doesn't fall, you need to sort of undo and hold on at the same time. Pop down. Alright, let's pour the water out. Okay, now you'll probably notice this hose coming off here. Okay, that's for the dishwasher. Don't try and undo it, you don't need to do it. Now, if we can get a look at what's actually in here, okay, you can see there's that black O-ring. Right, black O-ring. Now that might be broken, like split through the middle. It might be extremely perished. It may just damn well not even be there. So what we need to do, we want to basically replace that. So if it is intact, put it back on. Alright. And then what we want to do is get the Teflon tape. I really should have taken these cupboard doors off first, I think. Okay, now the nut, when we do it up, is going to go anti-clockwise. So we want to run the Teflon tape. We'll do this one here. We want to run the Teflon tape in the same direction. Okay, so get your Teflon tape. Some out. Now, you want to get it started first. So you need to get it roughly in position, put your thumb on it, come around once. Okay. And when you've wrapped it once, it'll stay there and you don't need to use your thumb anymore. So what we're going to do is just going to wrap it around it like this. And if the rubber's there, you don't need much. That's about it. I've only gone around 4 times. Okay? Make sure that, now the nut is not going to go over as easy as it did before. So you need to pull it over and turn it like you're doing it up. So it goes, so you can see all the thread here. The thread of the nut is up past the top of the trap where your seal is, and that way it'll go on easier. Now, let's make it difficult for a second. Let's say the rubber's gone. Same process. Just get it started. Okay. But with this, instead of making it nice and flat, we want to actually sort of spin it a bit, the Teflon, so it's now like you know, wool or something, like string, and we want to run that on the inside. So we're actually trying to pack it out a bit, you know, we're actually trying to make a rubber. So we don't want that flat sort of a finish now. We actually want to squash the Teflon and twist it and just sort of pack it right in there like that. Okay, going the same way as the nut. The reason you go the same way as the nut, and the reason you go the same way as the thread, no matter what you're doing with Teflon, is because as you do the whatever it is you're doing up, if it's going the same way as the thread, it'll tighten up, which is what we're after. Now this nut sucks a bit because whoever made this nut, this trap, in all their wisdom, put a little bit of plastic here so the nut won't fall all the way down. It's a bit of a squattier trap. It just makes this particular one a bit of a bitch, but it's okay. Alright, so now that is sitting in there nicely like that, see? It's all packed out a bit. Okay, now I just want to put it back on. Start with the top one. Just you want to just fit it up there. Remember, everything I've said with threads, nice and slow. Just do it up anti-clockwise. Alright, now don't do it up all the way because you want to be able to move everything. Okay? Now come back to the middle and just start with the thread. Get the nut on the thread, get it started. Now when it's moving, see, I'm just moving it with my fingers and it's easy. Same up here. If you've done this and it's not moving easy, just go buy a new trap. They're like $8, $13, something like that. It's easy, it just comes with the trap, it comes pulled apart, it comes with the 3 rubbers you need, and that's it. Okay, and then just do it up. Obviously, and tighten it up. Now let's just assume for 1 minute there wasn't one of those 2 nuts that were the problem, and it was this back one here on the pipework. Same thing, undo it. Get it out. Now this doesn't have a nut, okay? It's different. Okay, so what we got this time is a little bit different. We just got the nut that moves loose along the PVC pipe, and we got a different shaped rubber. It's got a taper to it, and the taper obviously faces the trap. Now that's sitting there. It's just the same principle. If it's a problem, if that's what's leaking or it's all perished, same thing. But this time, don't try and squish the Teflon up. You just make it flat, and you want to just basically just want to cover that rubber. So a bit to the front of it, a bit over the middle of it, so it's right over the top, and then just a little bit more on the other side. Alright, and that's it. Same thing again, trap back on. You always save this middle nut here for last. So get this one started, nice and slow. A couple of turns, you know it's on, give it a bit of pull, yeah, staying there. Then line up this other one. Okay, and when they're all started and they're all good, then you can go to town tightening it up with your hands, with your tools, with whatever you need to do. And that's it, basically. That should sort it out.